Begin tonight in South Florida. There has been a shooting at a high school in Parkland, north of Miami, and there are reports of injuries and what the school superintendent calls numerous fatalities.
17 people have been killed, students and adults.
You come to the conclusion this is just absolutely pure evil.
This has been a day we've seen the worst in humanity. Tomorrow is going to bring out the best in humanity as we come together to move forward from this unspeakable tragedy.
Douglas High's athletic director was laid to rest today with full military honors.
Chris Hixon tried to disarm Nicholas Cruz when he was killed. CBS 4's Gary.
My name is Thomas Hixon. I am the son of Chris Hixon, who was killed during the school shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas on February 14th, 2018. It's really hard to describe, the type of person that he was, because he wasn't very, show off. He wasn't very braggy, but he knew, he was hot stuff. He just didn't like to talk about it. He was a wrestler, so he kind of had that wrestler's mindset to where, I'm the baddest guy in the room, even if he wasn't. And he was also at the same time, while he was like that, he was also very caring and, compassionate towards people as well. He never, held grudges against people unless they pretty much gave him a reason to. Jimmy White had actually reached out to me through LinkedIn because since I was going through my transition, I was becoming very active on LinkedIn. And then after what had happened, I kind of wanted to get my father's story out there. And Jimmy White had seen it, and he actually contacted me via LinkedIn. He said, hey, I work for Travis Manion Foundation as a Character Does Matter ambassador. And I'm going to the school, and I want to use your father's story as what I use to preach to these kids, since my father was an educator, and he impacted so many kids' lives. To Jimmy, I guess it felt like he was the best way to convey that to those students. So when he asked me to write up a letter, just kind of, let all my thoughts spill out on the page, and then I tried to organize it. And what I thought was going to be something short ended up being, I think, about a page and a half worth of writing.
My first reaction, it stopped me in my tracks. It really touched me, and for him to put into the letter saying that there was still a redeeming quality that would have been there, that if his father was still alive, he would have tried to help that kid on an emotional level, and to reform him and to show him that his character doesn't have to be those actions, that he could continue on to be a good person. It really touched me. So I wanted to do whatever I could to honor his father's memory, and I think reading the letter definitely did that.
Even though my father had interacted with the shooter before this incident, I truly believe if the shooter had come to my father a long time ago with the issues he was having in his life, that this tragedy would have never happened. That's the kind of effect my father had.
The new thing on Facebook now, during your birthday is to set up a donation to a charity. And I had decided to do the Travis Manion Foundation because I had found out about, Travis Manion when I was at TBS as a Marine officer, because there's a whole barracks hall named after him. Then while my mom and I were sitting there deciding what to put on the headstone, we were bouncing ideas back and forth. And my mom was the one that actually came out with it, and she was like, hey, what we should do, if not me, then who, which was the motto of the organization that you had donated to on your birthday. And when she said that, I was like, yes, that's actually the perfect thing to do, because that's exactly the type of person my father was. He never wanted to be in the spotlight, but we feel that everything he has done in his life and what he did for kids is something that needs to be out there and needs to be used as an example, not only for adults to live and to aspire to be, but for children to aspire to as well, because children need role models. They need positive role models, and we believe that my father is a perfect example of someone that every kid should look up to.
Well, watching this organization and movement grow over the past 11 years has taught me one thing. If we want to do something to ensure our strength and unity and make an impact for the future of our country, we need to pass this message of selflessness, courage, and hope to the next generation. As you saw in the video, Navy veteran Jimmy White, with a wife and 2 little boys at home and another baby on the way, Jimmy still makes the time to share his powerful story with students all over Philadelphia, focusing especially on those from difficult environments. Jimmy has reached hundreds, if not thousands, of students with this inspirational message, and it's hard to think of a better role model for future generations. We're honored to recognize the service and the impact that Jimmy has made in the community as a Character Does Matter mentor. Like Chris Hixon, Jimmy reminds us that though he may have given up the uniform, his deep commitment to serving others and making a difference remains. So tonight we're going to break tradition to honor not one, but 2 individual veterans who best represent those 5 words that have fueled a movement to help strengthen and unify our great country. If not me, then who? We posthumously present this award to Chris Hixon and welcome to the stage his son, Marine veteran Thomas Hixon, to accept on his behalf. We are also honored to present Navy veteran Jimmy White with the 2018 If Not Me, Then Who award. Jimmy, please join us on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our 2018 If Not Me, Then Who award recipients.
Down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot at redemption. Don't want to end up a cartoon.
Hoorah. I humbly accept this award not on my own behalf. I accept it on behalf of all those that have poured into me, for me to be the leader and the man that I am today. I want to say thank you to my beautiful, lovely, intelligent, awesome, gorgeous, and pregnant wife. Baby, I love you more than I love cooked food, so. I want to accept this award on behalf of all the veterans and people in my service that helped me develop from this rough, gritty kid from South Philly to be the person I am today. I want to thank all those leaders and that helped me. But I'll be honest, I'm not very good at accepting awards. I'm better at talking about character. So right now, in this moment, in this opportunity, let me talk to you about character in action. Chris Hixon, on that day, put his character in action. That character was instilled in him through his time in the service. That character was instilled in him as his time as a father and as a son. That character was instilled in him as an educator, so that when it was his time to step up, I believe that there wasn't hesitation. I believe that it wasn't selfish, but selfless. It was not reckless, but it was calculated. Because that's what character does. It sets you up for your time of need and your time of calling to step up and take action. That is what he did. Tom, in the same breath, when I placed the call to him and said, hey, Can you give me some words, some inspiration? He could have shrunk. He could have very easily said, no, I'm in mourning. Instead, he answered a call. And that letter wasn't a page and a half. It was 2 whole pages. He answered the call. So right now, I want you to do me a favor. If you are part of the Character Does Matter program, do me a favor and stand right now. Keep on standing, y'all up here right along with me. I humbly accept this award in honor of you, because you beautiful, hot stuff, veterans and Gold Star families and motivated civilians, you step up and you put your character in action every day. So what can I say to those that I know have character? I tell you this, do more. Do more. Make time. Figure out how to do it. Sacrifice something so that you can continue instilling character in the people and the children of this nation. You are needed. You are awesome. Continue to do the work. If not you, who's going to give that presentation? If not you, who's going to be in that service project? If not you, who's going to give that high five or a pound? If not you, then who? So why don't you help me say, if not me? If not me? If not me? I now turn it over to another man that has answered the call into action, Tom.
Thank you, Jimmy, for those great words. Introducing me, it's going to be hard to follow up. Before I begin my planned speech, since everyone else has mentioned the Army-Navy game, something that I would like to mention is that I know right now up there, I'm sure Travis and my dad are talking about the game right now, wondering how Navy's going to pull it off this weekend. But I'm sure they're going to figure out a way. All right. So as I stated in that video, every barracks at the basic school is named after a Marine lieutenant that has gone above and beyond the call of duty to help drive home to all Marine officers the responsibility that they're about to shoulder. It reminds you that the journey that you're on is no longer about you, but those around you. The military is a selfless service where you know that every single brother and sister beside you, regardless of race, gender, or creed, is willing to sacrifice themselves for you, and you're willing to do the same for them. This type of person that you are never leaves you, and it can be seen in the daily actions of service members and veterans throughout the globe. Travis exemplified it in his actions on April 29th of 2007, and my father exemplified it on February 14th of this year. They don't do it for glory, recognition, or awards. They do it simply because that's who they are. We can try to analyze and speculate about what was going through their heads when they decided to run towards the sound of danger, but there's no need. It was in their character to protect those around them by any means necessary. They showed us the best side of humanity when they were facing the worst side of it. They're the people that we looked up to even before they left us, and they're the people that inspire us to be better even after they're gone. I am proud and honored that this organization is using their stories and the countless stories like theirs to inspire the next generation of citizens. They left their impact on us, and now it is our duty to carry on their legacies and make an impact on the world. So I say thank you to the Travis Manion Foundation for taking on this enormous task of inspiring our youth and giving our veterans and surviving families purpose. Thank you to all those that have answered the call of our nation, who have defended us at home and abroad. And thank you to my father, who helped make me the man that I am today.